Welcome to Marketing Minutes, where I break down complex marketing terms, strategies, and tactics in less than 10 minutes. At least I try. I try my best. I try really hard. So today we're talking about branding versus sales versus marketing, because they're all very important. They're all very different. They all are super key and super crucial to making sure your business is going where it needs to go. Most entrepreneurs and business owners mix these up. So if you understand what they are and how they kind of work together, you'll unlock the secret to generating sales and creating a lasting impact. So by the end of this video, you should understand each one and how they work together to grow your business. All right. Number one, branding. This is kind of like your business's personality. It's who you are. It's your identity. It's the reputation that you have with your audience. It's how people feel about you. It's how they connect with you, how they feel when they see your brand, when they see your name, when they see your chips, when they see your restaurant. How do they feel about that? That is a representation of your brand. It's the reason why people choose you over your competition. There's something about you that makes you different, that makes you stand out. And if there's not, then there should be. There needs to be, and you should probably figure that out. If you need help with that, let me know in the comments. I'll help you, all right? But when it comes to your brand and building up a really strong one, it's about your story. It's about your mission. It's like, why are you doing what you're doing? What do you stand for? What are your values? All of those are going to help you build and bridge this connection between you and your audience. And this doesn't mean you just go on like, hey, this is what I believe in. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is why I do it. Like, find ways to interweave it into your content to kind of let it be known. Hey, I showed up to a women's rights protest this past weekend because it was heavy on my mind and I felt like my business needed to be represented, and then kind of vlog the day. Like, find different ways to show, not tell. This is really important when it comes to your social media and just all the content you put out. It's much better to show and not tell. When you're just telling something, it doesn't resonate. A lot of times it feels like it's just kind of landing flat or you're kind of talking at them. When you can show them and show examples and show, like, take them into it with you, it allows you to build a better connection, right? There's other things that come with your brand, like your logo, the colors, the tone of voice, and your captions. That's all cool, but it's not as important. Yes, it'll help you to create a distinction or something like stands out that people will recognize. Like if you see a certain logo or if you see certain colors, things like that, and having those kind of in line and just constantly showing up with your content, like making sure the logos are right or the text is right or the colors are right on your content or on your carousels or the titles or whatever you're putting out. Making sure all that is in line is important, yes, but it's kind of like backseat to the real core point of a brand, which is to build a connection and build some type of relationship so that when your audience sees you, when they come across you, when they see your content, they have a certain type of reaction. They know, oh, I'm gonna get some value from them. Oh, they're gonna make me laugh. Oh, they're gonna give me some gems. Like, they should have a connection with your brand. And the more you can build that up with your content and what you put out and tell your stories, talking about your morals, talking about your values, a lot of times just in living your life authentically and being your authentic self and showing up as true to yourself, that will allow that to kind of show up and manifest in your content and in your business. At the end of the day, branding is building up some type of parasocial relationship with your audience and essentially turning that into a community, right? So if branding is who you are, if it's your personality, marketing is going to be how you get yourself in front of different people. It's how you share your brand. It's how you share yourself with the world, share yourself with other people. It's you getting noticed by your target audience and getting awareness and interest in what you're offering and your products. Does that make sense? So these days, that's going to rely heavily on social media, content creation, advertising. Those are going to be like your top sources, but they're not the only sources. There's a lot of different ways to get your name and your brand in front of people. Going to trade shows, going to different events, wearing your own merch, handing out business cards, going door to door, doing cold calls, doing cold emails, doing DMs, doing warm DMs, networking events, different apps, meetups, Eventbrite. Like, there's a lot of different ways to get your name, your brand, get whatever it is you're doing, get it out into the world. It doesn't just have to rely on social media and content, although social media and content allows you to do it at a much wider scale. But that's going to be the same with whatever you do. If you're going to do DMs, if you're going to walk into stores, whatever you decide to do to get your business or your brand out there, it's going to take time, consistency, and dedication. I know a lot of people want to get to the point where they just have people coming to them constantly. That takes a lot of time and consistency and dedication because you're in competition with everybody else who's using those same platforms, who's putting out content, who's doing the same thing, trying to get the same result. You'll have a much easier and a much faster results if you decide to do what nobody else does, doing the cold calls, doing the DMs, doing the emails, going in person, going to networking events. If you do those, you'll be a lot more effective and a lot faster because social media and content is cool, but it takes a much longer time to build that trust and that relationship factor. Where if you meet somebody in person, you can see them, you talk to them, you can look them in their eyes, it speeds up that process by like tenfold. It bypasses all the time it takes to really get to know a person online. You can do that in like a night or a couple days at a networking or in-person event. That makes sense? And the reason social media and content takes the most time is because you have to be really intentional and focused and really understanding when it comes to your messaging, your campaigns, how you promote your content, how you package your services, who you're targeting with them, how much you understand who you're targeting. Like, there's a lot that can go into putting out strategic content. There's also the guerrilla style where you just kind of like post and just let it build up over time, which is the much simpler, easier route, just kind of like post and go. But the only problem with the post and go is that you kind of like are on the hamster wheel and you kind of just have to keep going and keep creating content, keep putting stuff out. Whereas if you decide to do it strategic, you can put out less content and show up less on social media, but be more effective with it because the content you're putting out has a meaning, has a purpose, it's meant to do something, and you can kind of like test and analyze what's working and what's not. And then that just allows you to keep improving, which is one of like the biggest benefits when it comes to digital marketing, is how much data and analytics and insights and kind of numbers you can get back so that you're able to tweak this headline, you're able to tweak this shot, you're able to tweak all these little things so that you can kind of keep optimizing for conversion and getting more sales. Which, speaking of sales, brings us to our third point: sales. So if branding is who you are and marketing is how you get people's attention and let them know who you are, sales is how you convert those people into either a client, community, subscriber, whatever it is. It's turning interest, it's turning the awareness, it's turning attention, it's taking that and turning it into money or some type of subscription payment, click a link, subscribe, whatever it is. But sales is, think of sales like the action step. Is where you get people to take action, is get people to take a step. And if you think about it like that, it becomes not about so much how do I get this person to swipe their card. It's like, how do I get this person to hit the follow? How do I get this person to click a link? How do I get this person to take an action? It's all about taking an action. Because ultimately a sale, a swipe card, that's a commitment. That's a purchase. All these little actions, the like, the follow, the subscribe, the link, those are our mini commitments. And as a rule, and I don't know if it's a sales principle or psychology principle, but the more you can get someone to say yes, it's a lot easier to continue getting them to say yes. So all those little micro steps and micro commitments that people are making when they're following or they're liking or they're subscribing or they're clicking on a link or they're commenting the keyword, those are all just little bitty micro commitments, micro steps that are taking them closer and closer to being able to swipe a card, being able to buy something. So the biggest part of sales and the biggest part of being effective and good with sales is like, you have to make an offer. The offer has to be good. The offer has to be appealing to who you're offering it to. So whoever your target audience is, whatever you're putting out as far as your product, your service, what you're trying to get them, it has to be packaged and presented in a way to where they find value in it. And then it has to provide value. It still has to provide value. It still has to get them what they want. But if you can't present it in a way where they feel like they want it or they feel like I can't live without this, then you're going to have a very hard time making sales. But sales is putting out an offer, ask people to make that decision. You can't get sales without putting out an offer, without having some type of product or something, which is something I've come across where it's happened to me and it's happened to one of my clients that I'm working with, where you kind of lose interest or lose focus on putting out content because you don't have the action plan. You don't have anywhere of action for them to go. You don't have a product for them to buy. You don't have a service built out. You don't have anything set up. You don't have that foundation in place. So you kind of lose that drive or that feeling of wanting to put out content because you know ultimately it's not doing me any good. It's kind of just for the sake of vanity. It's for the sake of keeping me seen or keeping me out in like on the timeline. But ultimately it's not getting any results. It's not getting me an ROI. So having an offer and then having the foundation to support that offer, like knowing that you're doing coaching or you're taking people through a 12-week program or you have a diet plan, whatever, and then having the infrastructure in place and having whatever back-end setup, workflows, anything to make sure that it's going to work and run smoothly, that becomes a top priority over content and over trying to stay on the timeline. Because if you don't have anywhere for people to go, if you don't have a system set up, if you don't have a product set up, if you don't know what transformation you're taking people on, if you don't know what you're doing on the back end, you're just kind of trying to sell stuff. When you get to that side, shit's going to go bad. House of cards, it's going to come tumbling down. Don't do it. Make sure you have an offer understood. You know what results you're getting people. You know kind of the transformation you're taking them on, what they're buying, how they're getting it, and just have a clear understanding of that so that your sales process can go as smoothly as possible, so that you can talk about what you do and what you provide and what you have. because conversations is what lead to the most sales and the most transactions for your business. So when you're able to talk about what you do confidently because you understand this is my framework, this is the process I take people on, this is what we do, this is the results we get them. Like when you have a clear understanding of that, it becomes a lot easier to talk about that and talk about it from a place of confidence that people can kind of feel and connect with because you have everything set up on the back end. You know exactly what you're doing, where they're going, and how you're getting them there, right? That makes sense? I hope that makes sense. And depending on what your brand looks like, what your business is selling, this is going to look different for everybody. Some people are going to have sales pages. Some people are going to have product pages. Some people are going to have complex funnels where you go through different steps and go through free trainings or get free book. Some people are just going to have a straight checkout page. There is no right or wrong. It's just a matter of what works for you and your brand. A big part of seeing success on whatever you're doing when it comes to selling, whether that's a product, a service, a course, whatever, is understanding what potential objections or questions your audience might have, is what they might be struggling with, what they might feel like they might have issues with, what questions I might have. Is there a refund? How long is this going to take to work? What do I do about this? Does it work with this? Like understanding what those objections are before they even check out, before they even talk to you, like that is going to give you such a major boost and a leg up. Because if they're looking at your checkout page or if they're looking at your sales page and they see, oh, here's a refund policy, if they see reviews saying, oh, this was great, this did this, they see testimonials about how they were in this position, they were lost, didn't know what to do, whoop-de-whoop, and it got them to where they needed to go. Literally something that your audience, that a lot of people in your audience deal with, that's going to do the selling for you. That's going to help lower that barrier that people naturally have when it comes to buying something. People are like very risk averse. They don't want to buy all the time. So you have to make sure you give them good reason to buy, and by focusing on addressing those objections or those possible questions that they may have, and then focusing on what benefits they're going to get from your product, how their life is going to be better, how their life is going to be changed or transformed, the kind of before and after they're going to go through, and allowing them to see themselves in that position, that's going to be like, it just becomes easy after that. It becomes very easy after that. And I don't mean to say that it is easy to get to that point, because it does take time. Like I said earlier, anything that you want to do with this is going to take time, consistency, and dedication. The more you work at it, the more you do it, the more you talk to your audience, the more you listen to the feedback, the more you look at the reviews, the more you just keep taking in what everybody is giving you, what they're letting you know about your service, your product, and how they feel about it, the better you can hone that in and the better you can kind of get at building a product or a service or whatever that your audience is absolutely going to love, and you will have no problem launching and selling something anytime you want. So just to kind of recap, branding is the foundation. That's who you are. It helps to build the trust and the connection with your audience. Marketing is how you get people to come to you. It's how you attract people. It's how you get their attention. And it's how you start to build that relationship with those potential clients, potential customers, right? And then sales is what closes the deal. That is the conversion. It's how you take attention and interest and turn that into sales and revenue, right? So yeah, remember, branding, marketing, sales, they are all very crucial. They all play a very important part in your business. If you have strong branding, clear marketing, and some sales skills, you will always be able to sell something or get people to go to an event, take an action, buy a book, buy a ticket, whatever it is. As long as you understand those three, you will always be able to sell something, right? If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let me know in the comments what y'all struggling with, if this made sense. If it didn't, let me know. I know I'll be running on, I don't know how long this is going to be, but I think it was better than the last one. I don't really remember, but we going to see. But yeah, follow, subscribe, like, all that. I'll see you on the next one. All right.